It's the dudes who have girlfriends who bring women home to them and they still cheat. I'm like, bro, why are you fucking this up for everybody? Like, the other thing I want to ask you about was dating in this city, right? So this is a unique experience. So I lived in Atlanta, I lived in Dallas, I lived in Los Angeles, I lived in a bunch of different places. I was in the U.S. military for 7 years, traveled all around the world. And dating here is different from other places. And there's a few reasons why. One is that this is one of the few cities in the world where every year, like thousands of women will come here competing. Like one year at Encore Beach Club, they had 40 cocktail servers. They hired 2 and they had 8,000 people try out. Right? 8,000. Now, I'm exaggerating a little. Some of those people were becoming barbacks and bartenders, but a ridiculous number of girls that move here just for a few of those jobs. So when I go back home, like, I don't see the same. It jades your view of what women look like sometimes living here, and men too. Like, the dudes here are all ripped, you know, they're taking Anavar. Like, they're all the guys, you know, on trend. And so can you talk about how it's different dating here from anywhere else?
You know, I guess even if you're not in nightlife, you know, there's a lot of beautiful women that live here and work here, you know, especially in the nightlife industry and outside of it. You'll get a lot of industry people say it's like high school, right? Yes. A lot of people know each other and that sort of scenario. So, and you know, I have always tried just keep a good relationship with those girls. I've always tried to do the honorable thing, and in the industry where I feel like everybody's dating each other as this person or that person. Like, if I know you, if you're my boy, like, I'm not dating your girl,
right?
I'm not going around her, you know, even if I'm like not even that close with you, I probably will come and have a conversation. If I really wanted to date, I'd be like, hey man, like, all respect, right? And so there's a lot of that doesn't happen, you know, but I've tried my best in those scenarios to not hurt an ex-girlfriend. You'll get a lot of industry people say it's like high school, right? Yes. A lot of people know each other and that sort of scenario. So I didn't like that. And I started trying to really just date outside Las Vegas. I tried to date, you know, girls from California, anywhere else from Vegas, because I didn't want to date anybody that like my buddy dated. I didn't want to hurt an ex or date their friend. And it's like a 6 degrees of separation. I feel like,
yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
In that case, it is high school. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a 6 degrees of separation. And so I also have, especially as I gotten older, like, I don't need everybody in my business. You know, so I don't know if I have a certain look, or maybe they just don't know me or they're hearing, but I get like this thing, like I've literally had people like tell me like, wow, you're actually like a really nice guy, like, you're really cool. And then, like, why did you think I wasn't, you know, like,
yeah.
And it's because of their experiences with other dating and other things that are in the market. And so it's definitely a weird thing, but I've found my path outside of Vegas a bit because of those things that we're saying. And I don't need the 6 degrees of separation.
The thing you said, I 100% agree. Girls will come here and expect me to be an asshole because they see me in these photos with all these girls. And I'm like, and I explained to them, like, why do you think these girls are all in the photos with me? Do you think it's because I'm an asshole? Do you think like literally like Kylie Myers, one of my best friends, she's married. I don't disrespect her relationship at all. I treat her like she's my sister, like she's my teammate, like she's the shooting guard and I'm the point guard. Yeah. Like, but it's hard because I think with you dress so well and your persona on social media is just so out there, and it's tailored because we live in Vegas. It has to be. And then for some people, they're like, is there humility there? And then you realize that there is, and it's or even gratitude, and you realize there is gratitude, there is humility, and it catches people off guard. I have photographers tell me that sometimes. They're like, they think I was going to be an asshole, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many times like it was like, wow, you're actually you're like really cool.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, why do you say it like that?
Yeah.
Why do you say it like that? I mean, thanks. And then I'm stuck up or something with girls, and I'm like, and I'm not like that. I don't know. I just, I've always just been myself, and I've always just tried to be myself. But I'm at a point in my life where, you know, I can't worry about what anybody else thinks about me. I like me. I love me. You know, my friends, people around me know who I am.
You remember what we talked about before with the immersion, right? You're sitting behind live fire to the point where you're used to the live fire, right? A girl who's the hottest girl in Anaheim comes here and meets JROC, and JROC has like, hey, it's nice to meet you, shakes your hand. But she meets you and you're not staring at her boobs, right? You're not hitting on her, because you're so used to being around beautiful women all the time because you live in Las Vegas. Yeah. And her reaction is, you're stuck up. That's what's happening. That's what's I think exactly going on.
Definitely. And the other thing is like, I don't want to sleep around like that.
Yeah.
It's just not my way. You know, like I like actually having conversation. I like meeting new people. I like meeting girls, but like I'm not trying to sleep with every girl.
Right.
And maybe the promoter they met or some guy that they met here is trying to be that, so they think that I'm the same way. But that's not the case.
You know what I think over the last decade of me being here, the thing that I feel like screws it up for some of us is the lying, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm very open with whoever I'm seeing, like, hey, I'm not going to be your girlfriend from very, very early on. A lot of times they stick around, and I don't think they're going to. And then sometimes if I'm like, okay, I want us to be in a relationship, I'm super open and honest about it. And there's just so many dudes here who are just like, hey, let's be in a relationship. And then she goes to work and he goes off and fucks some stripper. And like, and then the rest of us kind of have to pay for it. And I'm not trying to snitch on dudes. My whole point is that like, she probably would have dated you anyway if you just told the truth. Being responsible for someone else's tears is also something. It's very, very difficult.
Definitely.
But you want to know the one that makes me the most angry though? It's the dudes who have girlfriends who bring women home to them and they still cheat. I'm like, bro, why are you fucking this up for everybody? Like,
good for those guys. Good for those guys who have their girlfriends who are bringing girls home for them. But like,
and then you cheat.
Yeah, I don't know.
What? This is why we can't have nice things, JROC. This is why we can't have nice things, bro. Yeah, I have a friend of mine. She's one of the most beautiful. She's a photographer. She's coming to judge a bikini competition. And she told me that story, and I was like, he cheated? Are you kidding me? Like, that part is just like, just have a conversation. I just don't. That's the part I don't understand.
One of the books I read, Ray Dalio, it's like, have the hard conversations first, right? Radical transparency. You know, if you tell them, if you're saying to them, like you said, like, hey, like, I'm not looking for a relationship, you know, sometimes it doesn't matter, and then it still gets to a point, and then it's like you need to have another conversation, be like, hey, look, like, you know, it's not where I'm at right now, or, you know, or if you're going into a relationship and you're just unhappy, you know, and I'm guilty of this. There's been times where I know I should have got out of a relationship or been a little more honest about how I was feeling and stuck in there and wasted time, essentially maybe their time and mine, a bad vibe, a bad this or whatever. Like, I'm like, hey, like, I don't like that. Yeah. And if like you want to continue doing that, then like, that's cool. Just like not with me, you know?